This is a secret pet that you can only get during special events, and this item doesn't even really exist. These are 17 secret things you did not know existed in Roblox Grow a Garden. Starting off, the very first thing that I doubt any of you have heard about is the avocado. The avocado is literally an unobtainable crop of an undefined tier, which means that we don't even know how good it really is. And you literally cannot even get it through normal gameplay. You literally just need to be an admin. That's the only way to get it. And this is what the avocado looks like. This is what the avocado plant looks like. And this is what the seed looks like. Apparently, it's a multi-harvest plant, and who knows, it might be added to the game some point in the future. But for now, it's just a plant that we can only hope to have. The next secret that you didn't know existed is actually a pet. It's called the red dragon. I doubt any of you have seen this in-game, because if you have, then you're probably friends with an admin. Just like the avocado from before, the red dragon is unobtainable pet of an undefined tier level, which obviously means that we don't know what the actual tier level is. And the only place it's been shown is in the Grow a Garden Discord server leaks channel. And all of you might be wondering, what is the passive ability of this pet? Its passive ability is to occasionally set random nearby fruits on fire, turning it into burn. And you might be wondering, why the heck would I want to burn my fruit? Well, what if I told you burning your fruit is actually a good thing? Because in the world of Grow a Garden, any type of mutation on your fruit is actually a positive thing. And when you get the burnt mutation, your fruit actually sells for 5 times its normal value, which is pretty insane. And to be honest, I think this is a pet that I think the devs are planning on adding sometime in the future. Moving on, the next thing I'm going to be telling you about is a plant, the Venus flytrap. The Venus flytrap is a divine, limited, and multi-harvest plant, and it was only available during the Angry Plant event. And there's only 2 places you can get it from. The first one is the basic seed pack with a 0.01% chance. You can also get it from the premium seed pack with a 1% chance. And obviously it's no longer obtainable since it was only available during that specific event. The minimum sell value for the Venus flytrap is 17,000 shekels. And keep in mind, that's only the minimum, which means the average amount is probably a lot higher. And who knew the Venus flytrap would exist? I mean, like, isn't this thing supposed to be a plant that eats insects? Imagine it just started eating all your insect pets. That would be kind of crazy. The next secret thing that you definitely did not know about is a mutation, and this called Dawnbound. The very first thing you should know is that it has an extremely low chance of happening naturally, like closer to 0 than 1. And the second thing is that most people that do encounter the event actually encounter it because an admin spawns it in. The first thing you need to do is be holding 5 sunflower crops in front of the sun god. And once you get the Dawnbound mutation, this is what it's gonna look like. It multiplies your fruits by 150. That is insane. And that makes this the most powerful mutation in the whole game. Imagine combining this thing with other things like shock. It would just be way too overpowered. The next secret that you actually might know about in Grow a Garden is a very secret pet. She steals fruits from other people. This pet is called the raccoon. It was added during the Lunar Glow update. And you can only get it by hatching a night egg with a 0.1% chance. Or if you hatch the exotic night egg, then you would get it with a 1% chance. Every 15 minutes, the raccoon literally goes into another player's plot and just steals a random fruit and gives it to you. That's kind of insane, right? Well, not really. But the best part is that the other player doesn't even lose the crop that you steal. It literally just duplicates it. But imagine the raccoon actually just started stealing things from other people, bro. This pet would be an unstoppable menace. Imagine just having 6 raccoons on your plot. They're just constantly stealing things from other people. That would be way too overpowered. But the unfortunate thing about this pet is that it's no longer obtainable because the event has long passed.
You serious?
The next secret in this game is also another mutation. It's not as good as the Dawnbound mutation, but it's still pretty crazy. Twisted. And the only way you can get it is when a tornado spawns into the map. And the chances of that happening are extremely low. Makes your crops sell for 30 times their normal value. I know when I talked about the Dawnbound enchantment, I said 150, which makes 30 seem like nothing. But you gotta keep in mind, this is still better than like 90% of the mutations you're gonna get normally. Twisted is a crazy mutation. The next one I got here is also a mutation. And this, unlike the Dawnbound mutation, only happens during admin events. And this specific admin event is called the Black Hole event. You will not be able to miss this thing when it happens, guys. Trust me, like, it is very visible in the sky. It basically just gives your fruit the Void Touch mutation, which increases its value by 135 times. That is honestly mind-blowing. And the fruit will also end up looking kind of cool. Moving on, the next secret item we got is the large wooden arbor, which is the most expensive arch in the whole game. 56 million shekels to get your hands on this thing. Like, bruh. At that point, is it even worth it? It's literally a decoration. Like, you gotta be really rich to buy this thing. You can also buy it with Robux for a total of 190, but honestly, I would just stay away from this if I was you guys. Unless you're literally the richest players in the game. Why not? Moving on, the next thing that I got here is a crop called the Blue Lollipop. Just like some of the ones I mentioned before, this is literally not even in the game. The only way you can get this is by being friends with an admin or being an admin. This is what the blue lollipop looks like. And one thing you should know is that there's also an item called the red lollipop, which is the exact same thing, but instead of blue, it's red. Bet you guys didn't see that coming.
Boy, if you don't get...
The next secret item I'm going to be telling you about is a pet. And this pet is one of the 9 pets that was added during the Blood Moon event in update 1.06. The Blood Owl. It increases the XP of all active pets by 0.5 XP per second, which might not seem like a lot until you realize that it's literally per second. And that value also changes the more that you feed it. And you can buy it from the shop for a total of 60 million shekels. Yup, you heard that right. 60 million. And obviously this pet is no longer obtainable. You can only get it during the event. So if you didn't end up getting your hands on this, then you're never going to get it. Unless you end up trading for it. But keep in mind, the longer you wait, the more this pet's value is going to go up. Moving on, this next item in the game is also a cosmetic. It's the Monster Mash Trophy. The only place that you can get this from is an event called the Monster Mash event. There isn't even proper pictures of it. Like, this is the only one I could find online because it's literally just that rare. It's just one of the free decorations that was released during that update. And if you ended up missing your chance, then you're probably not getting your hands on this. Moving on, the next super secret item. Well, I guess this one isn't even really that super secret because players just started farming the crap out of this and it became one of the most popular plants in the history of this game. I'm obviously talking about the candy blossom itself. This plant is in the divine tier. It has a seed chance of 4%. It's no longer obtainable and it's a multi-harvest plant. It costs a total of 10 million shekels. It's literally a multi-harvest plant with a sell value of 90,000 shekels. That's just too overpowered. And this is what the plant looked like. And the seed also looks pretty cool. This plant is known as literally the best obtainable plant in the history of this game. And when I say obtainable, I mean obtainable at some point. You obviously can't get this anymore. If you missed your chance, then that's just unlucky. But just know, if you see someone with the Candy Blossom, you already know they're a rich, overpowered player. Moving on from the Candy Blossom, the next one that I got here is also a super rare plant that many people don't even know about. The Honeysuckle. At the time of recording this video, this is actually obtainable in the game because it's a part of the Busy Bee event. And it's also a multi-harvest plant that sells for a minimum of 90,000 shekels. Same amount as the Candy Blossom. But the bad thing is that it is a single grow plant, which means that you can only harvest one fruit at a time. It still counts as multi-harvest, but it is a lot slower than the Candy Blossom. Moving on, this next thing that I'm going to be telling you about is definitely a secret that most average players do not know about. I'm talking about the Disco event. The Disco event can only be spawned in by admins, and it gives you the Disco mutation on your plants, which increase their value by 125 times. Literally on the same level as the Black Hole event and the Dawnbound event. This is like one of the 3 best mutations in the whole game. But there actually is another way to get the same mutation by using the Disco Bee. And the Disco Bee is also available at the time of recording this video. This next thing isn't really that much of a secret, but it is a secret if you actually don't have any friends. What I mean by that is that you actually get a 10% boost for every single friend that's in your server. So what I recommend you guys doing is when you join a server, just send a friend request to literally everyone in it so you can just get a plant grow boost. That's one of the best ways to use this mechanic in my opinion. The next secret item in the game is a Tarantula Hawk. And this thing just looks like a menace. I mean, just look at it. You can get it from the anti-bee egg with a 30% hatch chance, and every 25 minutes the tarantula hawk flies to a nearby fruit and pollinates it. And every 5 minutes also stings a random pet and advances its ability cooldown by 80 seconds. The next secret thing is actually an event. And from this event, you can get a mutation that increases your plant value by 120 times. And the craziest part about this is that this is not an admin exclusive event, which means that you can literally encounter this event anytime in the game. This event is called a meteor shower, and the mutation it gives you is the celestial mutation, which, like I said before, increases your fruit's value by 120 times, bro. That's literally insane. But keep in mind, it is a lot rarer than the other events in the game. Moving on, the next thing on this list that is super secret. I guarantee you guys don't even know about this, and there's literally no pictures about it online. This is a pet called Doge. And no, I don't mean like a normal dog, like literally Doge, like Elon Musk Doge. And like I said before, there's no known appearance of this pet, and there aren't even any known traits. The only thing I could find about this pet was the player card. And the only thing it says underneath is this pet is found in the northern regions of Legoland, which literally makes no sense. Maybe they're working on a pet and it got leaked, I'm not really sure. But I can tell you one thing for sure, this is the most mysterious and secret pet in the whole game. And that's pretty much it.